Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make these floral, a little bit of Christmassy transfer foil, but it's really not screaming Christmas one bit, but it's super cute still, so I wanted to upload it. We've got berry blush and crystal ball here today, so we've got like a minty colour and a pink, and then we also have a semilac colour which is going to work as our background neutral colour. I went for a bit more of like a kind of like a beigey-ish colour, kind of whitey to be honest. It definitely doesn't have brownie undertones, this one. It's a really nice, very pale colour. You probably noticed I went kind of silent on the channel recently. It's been about 5 or 6 days. It's kind of weird to even be sat behind a mic right now and voicing a video. I've just been all over the place. I've been a bit down in the dumps as well. You all probably have always heard about, especially bigger YouTubers, when they're kind of like burnt out. I kind of felt that a little bit, so I took some time, especially now when it's Christmas. It's just nice to take some time and just kind of enjoy family and friends and the Christmas kind of spirit and stuff. So I took some time off, but I'm hopefully back. Hopefully, we'll see though. So I'm not going to promise anything. I have this video and another one pre-recorded, but the other one I still need to voice, which I'm hoping to do the same damn voice in today's video, hopefully. And then that one should be uploaded, you know, during my usual kind of schedule that I used to do. And then yeah, hopefully I'll be back on track again. But when it comes to the design today, I think it's a really cute design, and as much as it's not super Christmassy, maybe you guys might be a bit more creative than I was in today's set and make it more Christmassy, or it's just a really nice set all year round, to be honest. If you want to switch out the colours, make it a summery set or spring set, whatever it is you want to do, it's a really nice one to kind of mix and match colours and different images and all sorts. So when it comes to the nails themselves, we're going to have two nails that are going to be very similar but not exactly identical, and that's going to be those French tip layered nails. So right now with that teal colour, I'm outlining the French tip, so the smile line, and then I'm doing another one just below it, not too low but not too high either, and I'm going to colour that in. It's almost like doing another French tip in a way. Once I colour in that top part with the mint, I'm then going to apply another layer if it's necessary, if your colours see through. And then when it's out like mine is here, I'm going to colour in the tip part of that nail with the pink. And I'm going to do that on both nails, same way as well. So you've got the mint at the top and then the pink at the bottom. So you can see already the other ones in the background waiting for the pink application. Again, pop those into the lamp for a cure and do another coat if it's needed. And then we can crack on to the next part. So now that that's done, it's time for some transfer foil. I use Macart transfer foil. I always have. I've actually got like 3 bottles, and I swear by this. It always works so well for me. I feel like it's the method that you use it, and I will basically walk you through it how I do it pretty much. So that full nude nail I'm going to have the transfer foil applied onto, and then only one of those French tip nails I'm going to put it on the pink part. So once you apply it, put it into a lamp. I use an LED lamp and I cure it for 60 seconds. Once it comes out, let it sit for a while. If you think about it, the lamp is kind of heating up the gel polish as it's curing, and when it's super hot, it's kind of sticky, and you notice that if you put a transfer foil down like instantly, it's kind of still gooey and weird kind of texture like when you try to remove the transfer foil. But if you leave it and kind of let it cool in a way, then when you apply the transfer foil, it's just so much smoother, so much easier, and just nice. So definitely give it a go. It's definitely been a massive game changer for me. I've always kind of struggled with transfer foil. I'd always kind of persevere through it and always just try my best, and if there were gaps I just accepted it and moved on or tried to cover it up. And there was just this one time where I forgotten to take the nails out of under the lamp, so the lamp cured and I forgot about it completely, and then I remembered, took it out and put the transfer foil, and noticed that it transferred over so quickly and easy. I barely had to do any rubs on it. And that's kind of how I come to notice that that's kind of what works best for it. So try it out. I know whenever I mention it, I get quite a lot of comments to say that it has kind of changed the game for them. So if you're new and you've not heard of that method before and you struggle with transfer foil, do give it a go, because hopefully that can change your experience with the transfer foil as well. And I have tried this exact same method with like super cheap, AliExpress quality, transfer foil gels, and it worked as well. So if it works on there, then it definitely will work on your better quality branded stuff too. So back to the nails. Now onto the French tip nails. I've applied a base coat, and on there, I'm going to apply this glitter. It's quite rare that I use the same sized glitter. A lot of my glitters are mixes, whether it's just like an actual mix of different shapes or whether it's just a mix of different sizes in there, but it's usually a mix of something. Now this one isn't, and I kind of wanted to play about with it. I don't often pick them up, and I thought it would be really nice too, because this one's kind of cute and it's got the pink, and the pink matches quite nicely with the pink tip as well. So yeah, I thought that would be nice to use and try out for once. And I'm only mainly focusing it on the top part of that nail, only on the French tip part. Like, you don't want to basically reach the French tip part of the nail. You want to keep it right at the top there where I'm placing it. I'm trying to, you know, disperse it as much as I can evenly where possible, and then pop that into lamp for a cure. Now it's time to top coat. I will be matte top coating these, and then that will go into the lamp for a cure. We do have quite a lot still to go with the video. As you can see, we're 5 minutes in, almost 6, and we still have almost half of the video to go, because everything pretty much happens once the matte top coat is applied and cured. So there will be quite a lot of steps coming up soon. And then in today's video as well, I decided to include some 3D acrylic flowers too. So if you're a pro at 3D acrylic flowers, let me know what I could do better in the comments, because I'm not a pro in any means, and acrylic is still quite new to me. I don't really have much practice with it. And then hopefully if you are a beginner, and so am I, then hopefully I'm doing something that you can kind of recreate as well. And yeah, so now that everything's good and it's matte, I'm using Madam Glam nail art gel in the shade white, and you really want to use that, especially with a matte top coat on top. This cure's tack free, so it leaves a nice glossy finish on top of the matte, which is really nice because it just gives it an extra little shine where you need it. And I'm using the white to outline the French tip, both layers, both the mint and, well, the first smile line you could say, and then the second one where the mint and the pink meets. So I'm going to show you me doing that again on this one as well. And I'm trying to do my best when it comes to like maintaining the same thickness of a line, but I always seem to struggle with it. I really do. I just hate it whenever it's only me who ever tells myself, but whenever I tell myself that this design's going to look better if I outline it, I just want to cry. I just really don't like doing it, but it does really make a difference. But there's always other methods and ways to kind of avoid it if you don't want to do it, but still like the kind of separated look. You can do stickers, you can do like little crystals, you can maybe do some beads, anything to kind of separate it. You can do other methods, but I went in with the nail art gel today here. That will go into the lamp for a cure. Once that's back out, we're going to do some crystals at this stage. So on the French tip nails, both of them are going to have the same kind of placement. So we're using AB crystals only today, and we're also going to include caviar beads. And I'm so happy I do. There's days where I think it's probably best I don't, and you could argue that today's set is a bit like that, where sometimes when there's just too much going on, I'll just try and stay away from extra bling, extra stuff going on. But this one, I don't know, I just felt like I needed it, and I'm really happy I did, especially with the placement itself too. It was kind of basic, and it kind of needed that extra little jazzy up little, you know, caviar beads on the sides and stuff. So we are placing them in there as well. The rhinestone glue gel that I'm using today is from Macart. They come in those squeezy tubes, but I just depotted it into like one of those black containers. On Amazon, they do a really nice deal because they do the squeezy tube, and they also do a bit more of a thicker version in a container like that actually that I've got there. So you can get a set like that, and it's really handy, and it's quite affordable too, I think, and it lasts me forever. And I do nails all the time, and it lasts me a very long time, those squeezy tubes. And I just kind of prefer them because they're a bit more like runnier. I just prefer it more, only for ones like, you know, regular crystals, and I mainly use regular crystals, so that's why I probably prefer that more. But every time I buy them, I never get a chance to use the thicker potted ones, because I just end up buying another pot. So I need to start using the thicker ones, because it's just a shame it's sat around doing nothing. But I really recommend those rhinestone glue gels. I don't feel like I talk about it enough, to be honest. I just kind of skim through what I'm doing with the crystals, but never really talk about the product. But yeah, it's really good. I'm using my brush to pick up the caviar beads and pop in between the crystals there. That will then go into a lamp, and then we can start working on our super, one would say, difficult nail when it comes to the 3D flowers with the acrylic. There's other methods. You don't have to use acrylic. You can use 3D carving gels too, which I've done so many videos on, and I find that to be the easiest if you're a beginner. Or you can also just actually buy like flower charmy looks. I've actually recently uploaded one. They may not always be the same size you're kind of looking for, but at least there's something that you can go away with using and still having that floral look. So I'm using my Glitterbels white acrylic and their 3D brush as well. So this brush is made just to basically do some 3D work with acrylic, so mainly probably flowers or leaves or anything like that that people usually do with acrylic. And it's really handy because it's small, which is why it's probably the 3D, you know, flower kind of brush, but it's really handy. It's made really well too. Glitterbels is a very, very known, like, well put together brand, you could say. They do really good quality stuff, so I'm really, really happy with the brush. I've had great success with it, which is nice too, because sometimes you need a nice product to be able to create beautiful things, and this one does that exactly. And I personally started off with carving gels first, and when I got the hang of carving gels, I started trying with acrylic, and it's such a similar way of doing the flower petals that I would personally highly recommend trying out the 4D carving gels first. Get the hang of how you're supposed to press down onto the little ball to create a petal, all of that kind of stuff. And then it's almost identical with the acrylic, but obviously with acrylic, you're kind of bound with times, and it's, you know, you have to get the ratio right and stuff. But I just feel like at least you got something down already, rather than just starting off completely, you know, in the unknown. But I am doing 3 smaller ones on the right hand side, and then 1 larger one at the top and 1 larger one at the bottom. And then you kind of want to, this is where I always flop it. I don't always do it, it doesn't always look the best, but I try to make that top part of the petal a bit more like longer looking. Everybody always does that when they do these kind of nails, so I try my best to do it, but I don't always succeed. And that will be our nail done when it comes to the flowers anyways. We are going to do some extra little detail with some more of the nail art gel from Madam Glam. But before we get onto that, we're going to let that set. So at this stage, you could probably skip this because you could barely notice. But on one of those French tip nails, the one without the transfer foil, I've got some, well, half of a snowflake, you could say, on the right-hand side of the nail at the top there. So I'm going to do the dotted method to make a snowflake. We're going to connect the dots together using nail art brush, and there's your snowflake. Very quick, very simple, very easy, very beginner friendly, all the sorts. It's really, really nice. And then once that's done, I believe the last thing is that floral nail. We're just going to do a couple of dots around, and then 2 of those dots we're going to drag out some lines to create like a star, you could say. And that will basically, guys, conclude the video pretty much. I'm just going to add those extra dots, which you'll see in a second. And that'll be that. Let me know what you guys think about it, this design in particular. I'm quite curious because I know it's not so Christmassy. But maybe you guys just need a bit of a break. Clearly I did, because I just could not get this to look Christmassy. My mind was going in all sorts of different directions, and the only way I could make it Christmassy was pretty much with those transfer foils. So there's that. But maybe you could incorporate some sweater nail look in there somewhere, and you could definitely make it way better looking than me for Christmas. But I'll go into the lamp and here are the final results. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I would love to see you all in my next video. Bye guys!